Monday, 7 in the morning. You've just snoozed your alarm for the third time. And like every other stressful morning, you open your banking app. That $500,000 mortgage? Gone. The $10,000 credit card debt? Back to zero. Clean, pristine. You look again. You rub your eyes. It's still there. You call your parents. They are debt-free too. You call a colleague struggling with an $80,000 student loan. He's crying with joy. In the streets, people in London, Paris, and Berlin are celebrating like they've won the World Cup. On social media, hashtag Global Debt Reset is trending #1 across the planet. Governments breathe a sigh of relief, and families dance in the streets. People facing eviction are laughing as if they've been pardoned. But why are economists panicking like they've seen a ghost? Why are the supercomputers on Wall Street catching fire? Why is the public celebrating while those who understand are running for bunkers? The answer lies in a truth most of us were never taught in school: the cash in your hand. In reality, it is someone else's debt. To understand this, let's do a small thought experiment. Imagine a small town. It only has one bank, and you've just deposited $100 in savings. What does the bank do with that $100? Do they keep it in the vault? Bury it in the yard? No. By regulation, the bank only needs to keep $10, called required reserves, and lends out the remaining $90. That sounds normal enough, but this is where things get crazy. Lucas borrows those $90, but he doesn't hide it under his mattress. He deposits that $90 into the same bank. The bank receives the new $90, keeps $9, and lends out $81. Then that person deposits $81 back into the bank. Then the bank lends out $72 and so on. Do you see what's happening? From your original $100, the banking system has created nearly $1,000 in circulation. No extra money was printed. No gold was mined. No magic. Just layers of promises to pay. According to the Bank of England, 90% of the money circulating globally is not printed by governments. It is created by commercial banks every time they approve a loan. To put it simply, money isn't a physical thing dug out of a gold mine. Money, at its core, is a piece of paper documenting a promise. A promise that someone will pay it back. And when there are no more promises, that is exactly when we need to talk about the worst thing about to happen to your happy morning. Back to that morning, all debt in the world just evaporated. You're dancing. Neighbors are setting off fireworks. Somewhere in a cold glass building in London, a bank director looks at his balance sheet. Regarding assets, all loans, or simply everything someone owes the bank, just hit zero. The bank just lost all its income. It lost all its assets. But you say, I don't care about the banks. Fine. Then check your savings account. It's gone too. Why? Because the money in your savings account is not your money being held in a vault. Legally and accounting-wise, it is debt that the bank owes you. You are the creditor. The bank is the debtor. When debt ceases to exist, the bank owes you nothing. Your account isn't a safe holding your cash. It is a promise note. And that note just got erased along with every other promise. Because there is no credit, no one dares to lend. The economy begins to freeze piece by piece. Factory owners can't borrow to buy materials. Production lines stop. Companies can't borrow to pay salaries. Employees have no money for food. Supermarkets can't borrow to restock. The shelves are empty. In 72 hours, not because of war or natural disaster, modern civilization reverts to the Middle Ages. You want bread? Bring a chicken to trade. We have voluntarily just catapulted ourselves back to 3000 BC. Why did humanity choose such a fragile and dangerous system? Because without it, we wouldn't have gotten this far. Let's try a simple math problem. You want to buy an apartment in Zurich for $1,500,000. Your income is $4,000 a month. No borrowing, no debt, pure saving only. It would take you decades of not eating, drinking, or breathing to afford it. In real life, probably 30 years. Thanks to debt, you have a home right now. And those 30 years aren't wasted on scraping pennies. You use it to raise children, build a career, and create value. Debt is not a trap. Debt is a time machine. It allows you to borrow resources from the future to serve the present. Debt, at its philosophical core, is trust. When a bank lends you money, they aren't just betting on the property, they are betting on your potential. The entire global economy is built on the collective belief that tomorrow will be better than today. The lesson is this: our financial system is a tower built of promises. It is fragile because if enough people lose faith at once, the tower falls. But it is also great because those promises allowed humanity to go from caves to space stations. Instead of wishing debt would vanish, we should learn to understand and manage it. Debt to buy income-generating assets is a lever. Debt to buy things that evaporate instantly is the trap. Real wealth isn't about how much you owe or don't owe. It lies in your ability to create value to fulfill those promises. Tonight, when you go to bed and start calculating next month's installment, don't just see a burden. Remember, that very debt is keeping the wheels of the world turning.